Of course. Yeah, you bet me no matter just say you be dim so. And to whom much is given, much is expected. Already. You know that what he's doing. Why is another already sitting in there? When we were told that the room opens at 8 o'clock, yes. He's already sitting in there. So they are the ones who are going to cause the fight.
Yes. So there. Chief, it is a no what an honeymoon.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there.
President John Dramani Mahama, any national chairman, and a smile say, Yamra, na Yenimumra Misia, Yenimunim Kobo, then Yamapai or Mamon, the big minimum day, Eddie Home and Kobo. Near me, and from me, Kokubuai, and to be brought to me, the Deputy National Communication Officer, MINDC. Yemi awe mosque mine all kind of hanging on the young president concerns mosque mine the friend pepra Mr. Obey on the advisor concerns mosque mine the whole Ghana on the advisor Ebene concerns mosque mine the whole Ghana on the organizer. Man, swa, your name or Monam, parliamentary candidate. Mr. I said, when you're the baby boy, Neba was 13 no penny. I was sick, it's only a baby man and what you want to let you off. I'm not by MP, what you have one who is like my one and a
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there.
Na NDC December 7th the 12th Emma Omampeni John Dramani Mahama Ebeye President Ejumano Umakoswaya.
The person first and foremost, meaning I want you to say, we are not against mine. Rather, we want to support you tonight. Sisi Ayekasi, offer Operation Vanguard, Operation Hot, Operation Galamsey, Jabaino, they seize it and stop war. Stop war. Yeah, the person who you are not here. The son said, "You person, mine, we and Untina Jacase, baby, our way mine in Yano. You want to fine. No, I let to show. No, they are MC. a friend of your committee from district mining committee. Or you should get too much but you control what while there and shark appears or go away. Oh, yes. So, petrol or other petrol, and I said, authority of the AU was a material. Jeffrey said, you are all young at home and so on, or also young at you. I said, that they wouldn't have to say, oh, boy, I said, or you should get too much, but you control what while there. Make all kinds of money. Huh? I buy. Now buy no Didi. Yes, I put it here. Buy. Sorry, I'm bread top money and pendy. I'm back, make you. Oh, I could forward one. I could forward and I did you. You can't crap on pound send me. I'm at the back. Hey, yeah. So guys, you have a cool. I'm going to check on the go. Because all my top money, I can't eat that. This was any cigar.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there.
Settles the particles, it doesn't mean that the water is safe for use. Many of the indigenes do not know. When we got to Atrebuanda, close to the Pra River, same issues. They buy aluminium sulfate. It's sort of like you're buying tomatoes from a shop. And that's what the women use to settle the water, and they use it for domestic chores. Look at the implications, the health implications. And many of them do not even know. And across the country, every major river or stream, just mention the name and I'll tell you, because we've tested samples from them, and they are all polluted. A country with all its freshwater sources, highly polluted. And that's what we have across the country. I can't even talk about the forest reserve.
This amateur video shows final moments when an excavator dug out the remains of Gifty Manka, 26, who close friends say was pregnant. Her death tells a tragic tale of the dangerous impact of mining in residential facilities at Odumase in the Asante Central Municipality. So imagine waking up in the morning and deciding to visit the nature's call. What is supposed to be a natural activity turns out to be your death. This is what happened here today at Odumase in the Asante Central Municipality. The lady in question, a young woman who lives in this house, was attending to nature's call. The entire structure in which was doing her business collapsed in a heap, went down into what is supposed to be a mining pit. Now, if you look around this area, there are lots of these pits within these houses at Odumase actively mining. And this is what caused the death of a lady here. Where I'm standing right now, just close to me, inside here, you could see another pit inside this house, and it goes deep down. And that is what the indigents here, this is how they do their illegal mining. The entire residential toilet sank into the deep pit beneath the building, as recounted by a resident.
Yeah, it's as a result of the Galamsey. It's not about the toilet. And we have to speak the truth. And we need to stop it. And we have to come together as a nation to stop this Galamsey madness. But we cannot allow this Galamsey to go on in our houses. You know this lady who died this morning, she's not beneficiary of the mining, but she has died this morning because of somebody being a beneficiary of that mining.
This sprawling Odumase Apeboso community is dotted with underground pits dug in homes, linking each other in what could be described as a hanging town. The practice of mining inside houses, which dates years back, is getting worse. The impact of continuous digging beneath houses could be seen in the huge cracks and the sinking earth around buildings in the town. To the ordinary eye, this is a normal residential compound house. But inside it, we found deep pits laced with wooden steps that go several meters down. We were shown a number of such houses at Odumase. Residents are angry.
No one has information. We feel say we feel when they say developing phobia day. At the toilet to so sinke. Omo this ka say krona nkasa. At the party for sasia and I adwuma no afiam metimi de mako house to house. Ah omo to be. Ah na we be fear ba ko de mensulo. Afie brono a wo so a we kwa na nya skani. God will must send one. I dare around because 2030 yet to go home because he can't answer me.
Police sources say they've heard of the pits and mining in residential facilities, but cannot barge into private homes without a warrant.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there.
It settles the particles. It doesn't mean that the water is safe for use. Many of the indigents do not know. When we got to Atrebuanda, close to the Pra River, same issues. They buy aluminium sulfate. It's sort of like you're buying tomatoes from a shop. And that's what the women use to settle the water, and they use it for domestic chores. Look at the implications, the health implications, and many of them do not even know.
This amateur video shows final moments when an excavator dug out the remains of Gifty Manka, 26, who close friends say was pregnant.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there. We will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will get there. We are going. Heaven knows where we are going. But we know we will get there. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom, boom, boom. It will be hard, we know, that the road will be muddy and rough, but we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will get there. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom, boom, boom. It will be hard, we know, that the road will be muddy and rough, but we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know, we know we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, a very good morning to you, and you're welcome to the program. It's a Friday, the 25th of October, 2024, and this is Good Morning Ghana. We're live on Facebook. We're live also on Twitter, also on YouTube as well. Join us all on Good Morning Ghana platforms. We also are on channel 277 DSTV. We thank Almighty for giving us yet another day to go through the issues of the day. Let's go through the headlines now. I start off with the Daily Graphic. Prioritize development plan over manifestos, economists to parties. Ayakoboch advice for Commonwealth Secretary General. Position tomorrow. Test before treating malaria. Professor Ansa Kuram advises. Kaswa ritual murder, 18-year-old jailed for life. Yoko boss, others honored for distinguished service. Matter again. Ghanaian Times. Ghanaian Times, family planning gains in danger. $1.6 million goods locked up at Tema Port. At central regional stores, health facilities face shortages nationwide. Kaswa murder case. Accused receives life sentence. Others verdict deferred. Nungwa Manche elected president of Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs. Daily Guide. Police grab Mamobi gun suspect. So this is the guy who was seen in pictures brandishing guns after the Mamobi clash between the MPP and NDC. And the police is saying that he's been arrested. Now, Keta residents Mo Baumia. Kaswa teen killer jailed for life. Kosi empowers 150 Adentan youth. The new crusading guide. Ghanaians beware. NDC threats to our democracy in Shire so MP. You are one politician that cannot be tagged with corruption. K2 North pastors Estol Baumia. NPP NDC Mamobi clash. Gun touting suspects arrested. Dialysis service to be permanently included in NHI as CEO. Hints. Decarbonization, building and construction crucial to achieving sustainable environment. Deputy Minister for Works and Housing at the top right corner says that Kaswa Richard murder, one suspect bag life sentence, other referred to juvenile court. The Inside newspaper. Supreme Court Domelevo calls for professionalism in handling of political disputes. BRICS. Emerging economy leaders tout joint finance trade projects at Russian summit. Ghana Enterprises Agency celebrates MSME excellence at National Kaizen Awards. Reports detail how Ghana recorded over 4.9 billion Ghana cedis losses due to financial irregularities in 2023. The silence exodus, why teachers are leaving the country. The Herald newspaper. NDC and MPP MPs mount pressure on Speaker to open Parliament as legislative deadlock arrests 2025 budget. Nkrofo chief accuses Elembele DC of illegal mining, demands presidential crackdown. ASEP's detailed rebuttal leaves Kevin Ochery Springfield speechless on Afina oil field data issues. Highlights of NDC and MPP manifesto on tax and injustice delivery, see pages 2 and 10. And Herald has been trying its best to do this for us. And they're giving you, different sectors and highlights of the manifestos. Ghana Police went debt collection in next-gen Infraco officers' abduction. Rural banks urged to innovate amidst digitalization trends. The Informer. K2 North clergy touts Baumia's qualities, describe him as visionary, incorruptible. Now, in this issue, at last, police nab Mamobi Gunster. Election 2024, Christian Council holds parties to pact as NCC warns of election-related violence. MPs speak up. 8th Parliament achieves less. UTAC abandons Galamsey strike after backlash from members. The Inquisitor, Interesting Times, Subing MP Pamels Gabi. Springfield E&P moves to advance Ghana's oil production as it secures rig to appraise Afina well. Editorial, Savvy Dr. Buedu and the laudable progress of Get Fund. DMB will offer free duty on cars for nurses. Coming up, long arms of politicians in the moves to oust Kwewu Omanhene. The Daily Statesman, Volta Chiefs hail Bawumia over his bold, innovative policy for Ghana. Ghana capable of leading Commonwealth. Permanent dialysis coverage in NHIS. NPP transform Ifya Kwesimintim into modern municipality. The Searchlight, the Daily Searchlight. Vote for Alan to end leadership crisis in Ghana. Boniface. Bakavomowo faces new charge. 4 others discharged. Nestle and Roche Cancer Care Program launched in Accra. Keta Chiefs express confidence in Bawumia's bold policies for Ghana. Support Accra rehabilitation centers. Kofi Yeboah. Daily Searchlight. Your printers, we're always reminding you. The Ghanaian publisher, Akufo-Addo commissions largest northern gold mine in November, Abujinapo. Paramount Chief of Aveno applauds NPP. SNIT will work to strengthen the scheme further. Director General, DDEP saved Ghana about $12 billion. Finance Minister. Daily Post. Failed economist Bawumia in hot waters. NDC will not sign any peace pact until killers from 2020 polls are arrested. Asudin Ketia. Mahama supports 6 former Black Stars players. And then the good old Catholic Standard. Cardinal Texan calls for integrity to build a corruption-free Africa. Bishop declines promotion to Cardinal. Editorial. Making the church more relevant through synodality. Catholic population shrinks in Europe, rises in Africa. Greatness lies in humble service. And then we also have the Holy See China Extend Agreement on appointment of bishops. That's it for the headlines this morning. Let's go for a break. We'll be back shortly.
Yo, guys, can you believe Momo is 15 years in Ghana? Really? Yes, it's been 15 years of Fatumi Fong Somame. Wow. 15 years of Shami Momo. 15 years of Loyazo.
15 years of I've paid the school fees.
But Alexander, breaking news! Win awesome prizes in the Momo at 15 rewards promo! Guy!
Just download the new My Momo app, transfer and make payments, and you could be one of the 15 people to win 15,000 cedis each, and one of the 150 people to win 1,500 cedis each. Hurry Ghana, download the new My Momo app and start getting rewarded today.
Yo, you download them. Download. I stop being safe.
It is the Momo at 50 celebrations with MTN Momo. Pay faster, pay safer, pay easier, and just Momo it.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Merchant furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just a breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashbourne store now and discover the new Como collection. Ash Foam, feel it, know it.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
To all our believers,
to the Niger Gunners of Global Road,
all you Artetas of Africa, of Accra,
of Maputo,
of Oimbo,
the legends of legends down Lusaka way. We hear you.
Now hear us. Obrigado. Talo.
Betway, the official global betting partner of Arsenal.
Customer, I don't know who to say.
Malaria been actually me, man. No more man. Still.
One of them give us.
Give us a solid.
Yeah. Sorry. What rest of so give us here and don't down.
But over that song. But tomato give us the and some down.
Give us about me, sir.
Me patron the and some down.
Customer. Give us a tonto now.
Onuya kayo oba wa fa furo nom de o ma no bonu fo nom akwada wa ni mfie dumie no ono nso nom.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patcho bantama.
Machasi.
Psycho.
Her smile, the fresh breath.
Me Jidi said we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasa.
Kile horsing. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
I'm delighted to announce to you that Clifton Homes will be part of this year's Mikasa Home and Property Fair, happening live at the Movenpick Ambassadorial Hotel from the 2nd to the 3rd of November 2024 from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. each day. Get ready to explore the latest in real estate and exclusive insights into our properties. Join us for a day filled with inspiration and exciting opportunities at the Mikasa Home and Property Fair, happening live at the Movenpick Ambassadorial Hotel from the 2nd to 3rd November, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. each day. Visit cliftonghana.com to find out more about Clifton Homes. See you there.
In a fast-growing urban environment like Accra, safety should not be too far-reaching. It should be as easy as ABC. Hear the real stories from those who now feel safe like never before with Response 1.
We were held at gunpoint in our own home, and they got away with it.
We didn't have Response 1 back then. That was the most terrifying experience of our lives.
But after that, we subscribed to Response 1 to ensure that never happens again. The last time the hoodlums tried, we had installed Response 1 monitored alarm system. Their response team arrived, followed by the police, to ensure we are safe.
Don't wait for tragedy to strike. Protect your home with Response 1's monitored alarm system and our theft protection guarantee. Immediate response, real protection. Response 1, stay connected, stay protected.
Abraham Ojecheso, more from Tuna Manfi. Mammy from the Dupia, one of Mammy, I saw in the autumn. Papa sometimes listen to Scampo Sonibi. Makatama to me, Sonibi. Teach them Bobia Sana. If you grab pad and a lazy pampoyade in your beauty, more than 4. I'm a singing penny. Until me will your chest in an major ride to me. Yeah, maybe I could sage my another me pay a day. Until you were from Tinuma Okada, I could father day, free as a chest in the back. I'm really riding my was it. Musumo to my death, my best says, Nama, but she was school. It's my bag. Now, sometimes if I wish I did the school, boy, I am a dick. Maybe sometimes most of the mamma ready tea. I feel to me, baby, to me, I should be school. You're just go for simple. My Gary sugar now, mirror now, the boy I did even if you be at school. Now, a table to school for circle. I'm the Biamakadako father one bar, there, obey president, and a dollar year, free success, no agility. None of me, I could order no bad or both were hand. Yeah, you can't cut to work, see, mamma, and each other up a penny. One may have said, you were Papa Crana, there will be a man you so. Yen your choir see our school. Nay, ya cash at the young day. Young good aim, my sitter. Your bocodna, yes, see our woman.
Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia, number 1 on the ballot.
This amateur video shows final moments when an excavator dug out the remains of Gifty Manka, 26, who close friends say was pregnant. Her death tells a tragic tale of the dangerous impact of mining in residential facilities at Odumase in the Asante-Achim Central Municipality.
So imagine waking up in the morning and deciding to visit the nature's call. What is supposed to be a natural activity turns out to be your death. This is what happened here today at Odumase in the Asante Achim Central Municipality. The lady in question, a young woman who lives in this house, was attending to nature's call. The entire structure in which she was doing her business collapsed in a heap, went down into what is supposed to be a mining pit. Now, if you look around this area, there are lots of these pits within these houses at Odumase actively mining. And this is what caused the death of a lady here. Where I'm standing right now, just close to me, inside here, you could see another pit inside this house, and it goes deep down. And that is what the indigents here, this is how they do their illegal mining.
The entire residential toilet sank into the deep pit beneath the building, as recounted by a resident.
Yeah, it's as a result of the Galamsey. It's not about the toilet. And we have to speak the truth. And we need to stop it. And we have to come together as a nation to stop this Galamsey madness. But we cannot allow this Galamsey to go on in our houses. You know.
All right, you're welcome back. It's Good Morning Ghana. Let me just remind you that it's been an awesome journey with MTN for 15 years of ease and safety and convenience. This is also definitely worth celebrating. That's why MTN Momo at 15 rewards here with amazing cash prizes to say thank you. So send money to any Momo merchant by using, send it only on MTN, but go on the Momo app and download My Momo on App Store or Play Store and enjoy this. Just Momo it everywhere you go. Terms and conditions definitely apply. Also, Kel 360 toothpaste says that if you're desperate of getting the toothpaste that will take care of the family and save money, the recommended family toothpaste is Kel 360 toothpaste approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Now, it also provides your family with an all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. Kel 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. So let your family be proud when they step out by constantly using Kel 360 toothpaste. It brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with the cool mint, it also gives you fresh breath throughout the day. Kel 360 toothpaste is a product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso. It's available on all markets, malls, and provision shops as well. It's from Samara Company Limited, and call Samara on 024-686-4798. Kel 360 toothpaste, happy smile. Right. Let me welcome the guests who have joined me already in the studio. Nana Akomia is the Managing Director of State Transport Corporation. Nana, you're welcome. Good morning to you.
Thank you.
Also, Member of Parliament for Northern Constituency and the Chairman for the Parliamentary Assurances Committee, Samuel Okudje Tablakwa, is also here with us. Good morning. Sami, you're welcome.
Hi, good morning, Annie.
And how are you?
I'm well. How about you?
I'm good. You had quite some activities in your constituency over the weekend. Was it over the weekend? Yes.
Yes, series of activities are going on. Good morning to you. Good morning, Nana. Good
morning, Sammy.
All our viewers. You know that this is the season. We are working in earnest to make sure that we meet our new targets. In 2020, you do know that we secured the widest victory margin in the country, 89.7%. We have set a new target of 94%. And so we are working very, very hard to make sure that we meet that target. So certainly all our activists are being resourced, are being supported. But even as we campaign, we are also keeping an eye on our mandate as community leaders. So we continue to offer the needed support to our constituents. My scholarship scheme is up and running, and you know this is also the new academic season. We're having new admissions. So as we wait for President Mohammed's no fee stress policy where fresh admission fees will be absorbed. We have to, in the interim, assist those who have applied to the MP scholarship scheme for all the spectrum of tertiary institutions, from universities to colleges of education to nursing training institutions to the various technical universities. And so the scholarship schemes are up and running, including to the law school as well. This is really impressive number of students in my constituency who have gained admission to the law school, and we are supporting them. Their fees just came out a few days ago, and it's quite steep though. It's quite steep. Legal education is very expensive in this country, and we need to offer more opportunities in terms of scholarship schemes and support schemes for our students. In addition to that, we are making sure that the spillage victims receive the needed support. I still have about 3,000 of them living in tents, and so you have to do your regular visits. You have to offer relief
3,000?
Yeah. If you go to Agbetikpo, you go to Degome 1, Degome 2 camps, you see them. And so we're keeping an eye on that as well. We are also working with our lawyers for the legal action. We assured our constituents that we will pursue in terms of demanding full compensation, which is a matter of right, which they deserve. So we're keeping an eye on that as well. So there's a lot of juggling. Yes,
Dr. Baumia was in the Volta region.
Yes.
This weekend. Did he, by chance pass by these victims, the flood victims, just to see the state of their condition? Because we know that government is yet to still come up with some support.
It's interesting you raised that because he commenced his tour in my constituency.
Yes.
And made a big announcement, which we didn't know all these years. He said that apparently his wife is from my constituency. That was a big announcement he made, that Samira Baumia is from Northtown. Yeah, I can show you the videos. Yeah, it came to all of us as a surprise. I didn't know that she's from Joapon Zongo, as the vice president said. And it reminded me of 2016, when President Akufo-Addo came there to campaign. He also said he has some roots in Northtown, and that and if viewers Google that, you see it, that some of his family members are in Aveime in Northtown. So it's quite interesting how Northtown is remembered during campaigns, but after the campaigns, that's it. One would have thought that President Akufo-Addo will have remembered his family members during the spillage victims.
After the campaign, you still don't vote?
Rather, when he came...
You still don't vote?
When he visited finally, after a lot of public demand, that he visits the flood victims, the spillage victims, he said that he was not impressed with how we vote, which really was a statement he shouldn't have made, a very, very unacceptable statement from the president. And that raises concerns about the vice president as well. I wonder if they just found out or they knew all along, because at the peak of the disaster, when we were looking for donors and people to come to our aid, and I must continue to thank Ghanaians and salute the general public for the empathy, the solidarity. But it's interesting that at that time we didn't know that the second lady hails from Northtown, and
maybe she has roots,
and we didn't see the support. But be that as it may, we will continue to work hard. We'll continue to serve our people with all what we have. We'll continue to give it our best shot and make sure that when all is said and done, they will say that we did not take the opportunity to serve them for granted, and that we went all out to serve them diligently and to give them the best of parliamentary representation, both in the constituency and in the chamber, in terms of advocating for their needs. Let me thank all of those who continue to support us during this period of campaign, and as we also launch various initiatives to assist distressed people in our constituency. Over the weekend, we had a very successful victory walk, and a good number of colleagues came to support us, including President Mohammed's sons, who are really doing well on the campaign trail. It was nice to see Sharaf, Shafiq, and the others. And it was a triple action, as we call it, a victory walk, medical outreach, and then we also did the house-to-house, market-to-market, hospital-to-hospitals, real ground activation. I mean, our motto is no complacency, no compromises. We are going all out to maximize the votes. We want the turnout to be very, very high, and we want to widen the margin. So this is the first edition. We did this in the Aveime Bato Mapa Enclave. We'll do the second edition in November, sometime in November, middle of November, in the Joapon Enclave. My constituency is very interesting. The Volta River divides the constituency into two. So anything you do on one side
must be done on the other side.
Yes, it has to be done on the other side, so that all the 6 traditional areas will be well represented, well engaged in all of these activities. So it was a good time, and I need to thank my dear wife for always being there, always supporting me. She does a great job.
The selfie she was taking, it just reminded me of me taking selfie with Nanado.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then some cameraman also captured us.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
So it just reminded me, yeah.
Interesting. Interesting, yeah. And then yesterday I met all the ward coordinators. We have been able to mobilize motorbikes for all of them. So we are retooling all the activists to make sure that they have all the resources that they need to deliver Operation 94% for John Mahama and for Togbe Wogbeji, as I am affectionately called in the constituency. So we thank everybody, all those who continue to contribute to our kitty, to reach out, and it's been a very, very lively, very exciting, very fulfilling campaign. And we'll keep doing our best. Just watch out for more of our activities and more of our initiatives on the ground to ultimately improve the welfare of the people.
I'm more concerned about the victims of the flood.
Mm-hmm.
Have they gotten their names captured in the register, their documents, their voters' ID and stuff like that? I mean, are they good?
Yes, but my focus really has been to make sure that their immediate welfare is taken care of. Let me be honest with you, I see them as human beings first than just voters. So since the spillage, the focus really has been how do we help them back on their feet? How do we make sure that they receive resettlement? And so we've built houses for 600 families, as you do know, and I have to thank the First Sky Group, thank all our donors who came to our aid. Then for those in the tents, what I did was to select the senior citizens, identify them, and offer them a 1-year rent. So we have found alternative accommodation for the senior citizens. Those
you
who
don't
are
joke with your senior citizens.
above 60 years. Yes, because really they paved the way for us, isn't it? They laid the foundation, and they are most vulnerable. So always senior citizens and the fiscally challenged persons living with disability, we always have to prioritize their needs. So they have been found rental accommodation, and we only now have those who are under 60 in the tents, but we continue to provide cash grants, food items. We are paying their their water light bills for them. And then we are helping also with livelihood support so that very soon they can return to their farms, get new skills to get their lives back on track. And then we are also offering the legal support. So we are doing a lot of data collection as well. What was destroyed, what is the value, and all of that, so that when it comes to compensation, we are not found wanting. We have the data for them. Then you know that the teachers who were also affected, we've managed to do about 137 of them. We have offered them free rent so that they can return to teaching the students. Then the tertiary students who were also affected because of the spillage, we have offered them scholarships, full scholarships, so they are back to school so that their education is not truncated. So there's a lot of work we have done and continue to do to bring relief and reprieve to these spillage victims. I must also say that the government project, I've seen that the contractors are now back on site following the Parliamentary, the Assurances Committee hearings that we had. I can confirm that the government has now returned to site, and the contractors are now working on the government's project, the initial project. Government has not rolled out the full complement. I think they want to do it in phases. So phase one, on my last visitation, I noticed that the contractors are back on site. So even though it's been very slow and lessons ought to be learned, this should not be the kind of response that you expect from a government over a year. Because this happened September 15, 2023. Today is what, October 25th?
Past 1 year.
It's more than a year. And government is now building its first...
What's the number of housing units that we are looking at?
It appears they will do it in 3 phases. So this first phase may take about 200 families, from what I gather.
Is it in the same location where the disaster happened, or they have moved them?
It's closer to the ones we constructed.
Okay.
Yes, because you know the chiefs donated land which is on much higher ground.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that at least the contractors will expedite action so that we can move out all the displaced victims from the camps. But it's important to remind various state institutions that they need to heed my call. I made this call in Parliament that there are some key national IDs which were lost during the spillage, which there has to be a special intervention to replace these national IDs, particularly the Ghana card, health insurance cards. As for the voter ID, it's been done because of the special exercise which was done to mop up the fresh, registrants, those who had attained the age of 18 years, and then those who had misplaced their cards. The EC created a window. But other state institutions, I hope that those who have an obligation to make sure that they replace these cards, the NIA, the NHIA, I hope that they roll out programs to attend to all of these pillage victims, particularly those who are still in the tents. But we'll continue to advocate, we'll continue to be with these victims. I have told them from day one that I will not rest until every single one of them is adequately and fully compensated and resettled. It's a matter of right. I mean, we are not doing them any favors. They deserve to be compensated and to be resettled, and we'll do all in our power. And I must commend former President Mahama. If you read the NDC manifesto, he has said that his first 120 days compensation resettlement will be key. It's going to commence work, first 120 days. And I think that of all the manifestos I have seen, it is only the NDC manifesto, President Mahama's manifesto, that captures our plight and says that, look, this will be prioritized, this will be, you know, on the front burner. And that first 120 days, we are going to move in and compensate, make sure that everybody is resettled. And I need to salute President Mahama, the NDC, Professor Nana Jenopo-Kwajaman, for that empathy.
Are these the tents they are still in?
Yes. You should come by. You know, my people have virtually been forgotten. People think that the disaster is over. And everybody is back in their homes and all of that, but that's not the case.
You know, when I came there, I actually took the contact of some residents in your constituency. So once in a while we speak. Okay. Yeah, so I get some updates from them. Okay. I haven't, you know, gone back personally though, but I think I should. I mean, that was the video that I think you guys were in the studio when I was there.
Yes. I recall. I recall. You did a good job. You were there at dawn, right? I remember.
Yeah, at dawn.
About 4 a.m.
Yeah. That's when Randy started crying when he saw me on the waters without a life jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so these are the tents they are still using. Those who are still, you know, camped in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember when I was in this tent, it was freaking hot.
Yeah. I mean, you don't wish that upon your worst enemy. It's really a tragic situation. Very dehumanizing, but we'll get out of it. We'll keep working hard to move them out of this abject destitution.
Okay. Anna, let me engage you as well.
Sorry?
Let me engage you as well. Your campaign activities, Dr. Baumia was very active in the Volta region this weekend.
Yes. Dr. Baumia actually finished the Volta region campaign tour yesterday. It's been one of the most successful regional tours that he's had. The Volta region is the 13th region that he has completed. So there's another 4 more or so to go. Now, clearly, the only game in town now is Dr. Baumia's campaign. I mean, it's all over the place. His energy levels are totally outstanding. I don't see the same energy levels from any of the presidential candidates. And I've been on some of the tours myself, and I can tell you, it's tough. And sometimes we wonder where he gets the energy from. I've sent you some footage of the Volta region tour.
Yeah, I'm sure the producers
I'd like you to show 1 or 2 so you would see how the tour in the Volta region went. But I can assure you it's very, very successful. Even at Northton, Samuel Kujato's constituency, it was very successful. Now, I am happy that Samuel Kujato is telling us that official government action has started in terms of bringing relief to his constituents who were badly affected by the flooding of the Volta Lake sometime last year. I'm sure it's as a result of the engagement with the Minister for Housing, for Works and Housing, after the fight that Okujeto Ablakwa and backed on with the minister. At least there's some positive outcome, and we are seeing official government action on the ground. I'm happy about that some positive feedback is coming from that engagement. And I'd like you to bring the minister regularly to brief the House on how it's going, because of your particular interest in the constituency and also your position as chairman of the assurances. I always like an opportunity where government is held accountable. So the committees can sit even when Parliament is not sitting.
That's true.
Yeah, so I suspect if you invite him at the end of this month to come and because he had made some commitments when he came before you after the fight. And all of us would like to see how those commitments are going. Samuel Kujato says that Samira Baumia has some link with the constituency.
I didn't say that Baumia announced it.
Now you have told us. I did. I mean, it's interesting. Listen, it shows you, Annie, that all of us, there is some interconnection in this country. I mean, I come from a small town in Achime, Buakwa, called Isutem, where Linda Door is. That's my hometown. That's where I was born, actually. But I hear my father's people, they originated from some other place called Saman. And my mother's people also originated from some other people, and so on.
We had what we were playing.
What did you hear?
Can you marry? I heard, can you marry a woman? At least I heard that.
Why are you watching pornography?
Oh no!
But all of this.
That's extreme. Can you marry a woman? Is that what they say?
Okay, why is he watching?
I'm trying to get you some links which will be of interest to you.
Why are you watching all this stuff when we're having a serious discussion? Why? Who's going to marry who? Huh? So it's interesting that at least that link with the constituency has been acknowledged. And Sami, you have to edge where you said one place there. You have to edge them to deepen that connection. Mm-hmm.
The connection of what?
Samira with that place in the constituency. Yes.
Oh, okay.
You have to exploit. Once that you say the vice president himself has admitted it. She's going to be the first lady after January, and it will be good for that place to exploit that relationship with the first lady. All of us come from all kinds of, and I'm sure you understand you are an Oforiata or something. Is it true? Or it's not true?
I come from Chibi.
You come from Chibi?
Yes.
So all the time that we talk, you don't tell us about Chibi.
I do.
You do?
I always do.
I just heard that you are friends. So obviously, you also go way, way back. And so that interconnection that we have is something that we should be proud of. And it shows that we are all one people. Now, the campaign is in 3 major fronts. Dr. Baumia is leading the main front. Their wife, Samira, is also leading another front. She is engaged in a massive tour of the north of the country. And Samira is a lady who's got an almost electric effect on young people. And you should see the footage. I'm going to send you some of that footage as well. The running mate, Napo, also, that's the footage in your
constituency. North Town.
And Napo, the running mate too, is leading another front. There are also several strategic fronts that we are engaged in which I am involved with some members of the campaign team. And this afternoon, for example, we have an outreach with some of these strategic groups. So the campaign is going well. When Baumia got to K2, in the Anglo area, I was shocked at the response. And there was one time Baumia himself was just muttering, wow, because of the huge crowd that had come out to meet him. I mean, the NPP is not the most popular party in the Volta region, but Baumia's attraction for the people of Ghana is something else. And he's turning out to be a key in the choice of him as running mate has been very strategic, seeing what is happening today. Because even in many places where the NPP is not popular, there's major warmth and appreciation for Dr. Bawumia.
You mean as flag bearer, not running mate?
As flag bearer.
Yeah.
Or did I say running mate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So it's turning out to be a very strategic choice that the NPP has made. And, you know, I was looking at, when we got to K2 North, I was looking at the K2 North, and I could see that, you know, President Mahama himself made a lament recently that he's quite worried about the inroads that the NPP is making in the Volta region. And he was telling the people that they need to roll back from their support for the NPP.
He said that?
Yes. But clearly, John Mahama has a reason to be worried. I was looking at K2 North when Dr. Bawumia was there, and I saw that in 1996, the presidential votes of the NPP was just about 3.5%. And in 2020, it's gone to 27% in that constituency. And I'm sure you are going to see this reflect in many of the constituencies in the Volta region. And so John Mahama really had every reason to be worried. And I have no doubt, after seeing the response of the people to Dr. Bawumia, that the presidential vote, at least, we are going to do a lot in the Volta region. And if we do that, we won the elections. So that's the main NDC stronghold. If we're able to reduce the presidential majority from the 500, 600,000 to 400, we won the elections. Even in Sami Okudjato's constituency, the way Sami was telling us about the intensified campaign that he's doing, it shows me clearly that the young man, there's a young man called Ele Blue, who is nipping at Sami's heels. And the way Sami has intensified his campaign, as he was telling us, you could see that he's taking no chances. Because that young guy, very sharp guy, very tough. And obviously he's giving Sami a little run for his money. And you could see it from the way Sami is intensifying and pulling out all the stops. Now, when it comes to the message, Dr. Bawumia's message is so compelling that after an encounter with him, people become convinced that he's got what it takes to move Ghana to the next level. And this, our friends in NDC, they will tell you, anytime you ask them, they say free SHS, free SHS. Free, what is 24-hour economy, 24-hour economy. I have never understood it. Never understood it. It depends on who you speak to. There is a different explanation of the 24-hour economy. But the question that Bawumia asked, and those are valid questions, that this so-called 24-hour economy, how is that going to stabilize the city? How is that going to stabilize the city? How is the 24-hour economy going to reduce the cost of living? How is it going to reduce the cost of electricity? How is it going to reduce the cost of transportation? How is it going to reduce the cost of housing? How is it going to increase tax revenue? Improve the tax net and increase the tax revenue. How is that 24-hour economy going to do that? There's nothing in it. As against Bawumia's programs where there are solid, quantifiable policies in the manifesto to reduce the cost of living, to stabilize the city, to reduce the cost of transport, to reduce the cost of electricity, to increase the tax net and increase tax revenue, to cut down the deficit and achieve fiscal prudence. All quantifiable steps outlined and offered to the people of Ghana as a way out of some of the difficulties that we have. And look at this 24-hour economy. They tell you, farmers can farm in 24 hours. I don't know if they're going to take light into the farms. Build airports in all the regions. 24 hours, I don't know. But really, Baumia's message is very compelling. And as for your supporters, whatever message you give them, they'll take. But the neutral voters, and I'm engaged in an effort to deal, to outreach to the neutral voters. And I can tell you, when we go through the policies and the programs vis-a-vis what the NDC has, it's amazing. So we are confident that with our flag bearer and the magic effect that he has, once we go down and consolidate, we should be able to retain power come December 7 and usher the good people of this country into a totally different period. And you know, the President Mahama, it's only 4 years. There's some document that people are set with that I don't want to glorify documents that I don't know the origin of. But you see in there that he plans to revise the Constitution. So I don't think he's going to be able to do that. He's got 4 years. Samuel Kujato knows. The first 6 months he's going to use to constitute his cabinet. They're going to take the next 6 months to get themselves settled in their positions. The next year, 2026, they will try and do some work. But from 2027, he knows there's going to be a massive infighting, jockeying as to who's going to replace John Mahama in 2028. And all the people who are appointed to move the country forward will be focused. I've seen it before. Will be focused on their own personal ambitions and how they can do the jockeying, cutting themselves and tripping over themselves to succeed John Mahama and so on. And, you know, what's he going to achieve in those 4 years? What's he going to achieve? Even when he had 8 years, when he wanted 8 years, look at the performance. Look at the performance when he was looking for 8 years. Look at the performance between 2012 and 2016, when he was looking for a second term. Look at the performance. And it was that performance which was rejected by Ghanaians. And so he now has the record of being the only president in the Fourth Republic who was never given a second term. Because of that record and the margin that he lost, you know. So even when he was looking for 8 years, that's the performance. That's the record. Then if you give him another chance, he only has 4 years. What's he going to do? So the message is going down very well. And I can assure you that on 7th December, Dr. Bawumia will be victorious.
Right. We'll go to Parliament pretty shortly, maybe after the break. But let me just remind you that this is, I think we all went through the roller coaster of what was happening in the August House. And today, everybody's home. Speaker says, go home. We'll call you indefinitely. They are home, not knowing what exactly to do. But some of the MPs were told, well, we've been speaking with some of them work from Job 600, attending to other matters, of course. It's not just sitting, you know, in the Parliament House, but they have other duties as well. Now, the interesting thing that the two sides are doing, what we, the media, capture as official majority now, is led by the Atufo Singh and his team. Now, the other side, led by Afenyo King, that also says that they still remain majority. So we say majority. They are all triggering a recall of Parliament with different reasons. So the Afenyo King side wants to continue with government businesses, what they deem as pressing, and so government business must continue. At Force's side, are also concerned about mining activities. Remember, we were pushing for the LI that allows us to mine in the forest reserve to be revoked when Parliament is recalled. Now that Speaker says all of you go home, the two sides are calling for the House to come back. But on these different standing, we'll be back after the break, discuss about some of these developments. We'll be back shortly.
Hey guys, so I got this app. It's called Ayoba. It's a chat app that helps me with beauty tips and cooking tips. A super app that feeds me music and the latest sports content. I even use it for my studies. And the good news is I don't need to use my data bundle because I'm on MTN. Chale, the app just did be.
Ayoba, the all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, read, play, pay and listen. Use Ayoba at no data cost on MTN. Download Ayoba now.
Who are you? Are you? Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bready poor mattress anymore? Don't some slippers then follow me.
It is part of the mattress we did the front there.
Yeah?
Happiness mattress where the dead put it.
Wait, what are you doing? Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like Ash Foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
The 8th edition of the prestigious Ghana Energy Awards is here. It is happening live on Friday, 25th October at the Labadi Beach Hotel in Accra. Time 6:30 p.m. prompt. Theme: the role of local content in building Ghana's energy sector. Special guest of honor: Osabiri Makwesi Atta II, the Oman Hene Ogwa traditional area. For tickets and sponsorship, call 030-3940-300. Industry partners: media partners, Metro TV, Graphic News Plus, validation by Forbes Mazars Ghana. Ghana Energy Awards, 8 years of redefining excellence.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia, #1 on the ballot.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Using Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture, brought to you by Koa Research and Manufacturing Limited Company, proudly made in Ghana. Formulated to support your general well-being. For those seeking immune system support, there is Koa Plus Mixture. Support your body's defenses and stay strong. When it comes to combating malaria, Koa MT Mixture will aid your treatments. For effective relief from malaria symptoms, try Koa MT Mixture. Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture are not recommended for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 12 years. Always take a malaria test before using Koa MT Mixture. Choose Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture for your health needs. Available now at pharmacies nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact 0244 726611 or 0591 565 778. This advert is
to all our believers,
to the Niger Gunners of Globe Road,
all you Artetas of Africa, of Accra,
of Maputo,
of Oimbo,
the legends of legends down Lusaka way. We hear you.
Now hear us. Obrigado. Galo.
Betway, the official global betting partner of Arsenal.
Apomode wonsem yemfen diagro. Enunti nese wonum edopapa nko a. Exodus Moringa capsules ene Exodus Dandelion capsules. Efi Exodus elusuyenum na ebeboa wapomode. Emu bia wo benya no betimi aboa. Nanso se wonye tu no a wo betimi andom abo. Na ebeboa papa. Se wonum Exodus Moringa capsules ne Exodus Dandelion capsules. Ebwa mamoja di efusani yiye. Na fe ebusi wo immune system no na kweti ayarewa ahodo. Minim yiye se nipa dodo na nim dia moringa etimi ye. Na dandelion so ye nim. Eno nti menkasa bebre. Enye mma apemfo. Ana abatan a oma enifo. Ana abofra onya emfidumi. Exodus ehu adansi die doso.
Welcome to Rehoboth Palms, Ayimensa, where your future home is taking shape. Discover a community like no other, designed for families and individuals seeking comfort and connection. Enjoy a host of amenities, including a swimming pool, tennis courts, kids playground, and serene sitting areas, all designed for your enjoyment. Embrace the opportunity to be part of this vibrant community with flexible installment plans available. Your dream home is waiting at Rehoboth Palms, Ayimensa, where every moment is a promise of home and affordable luxury. Visit us today at 145 North Legon, Accra. Call us on +233 244 764 499 or +233 204 950 810. For our UK clients, you can reach us on +44 190 853 3149 or +44 791 737 6631 or visit www.rehobothpropertiesgh.com to learn more. A community like no other. Welcome to Rehoboth Ayimensa.
Energy drink.
Mama, stop worrying. How is Kobna? I got some of his medication. His friends are raising funds to support us.
The kidney disease has taken the toll on my son and our finances.
Mama, there is hope. The pharmacist told me about Mohammed's policies on chronic diseases. John Mahama is going to establish the Mahama Cares Fund to support Ghanaians with kidney diseases, sickle cell, cancer, diabetes, hypertension and other heart conditions to support and ease the financial burden on families like ours. Mama, but that is not all. Ghanaians can access free health care when they go to the CHIPS compound, health centers, clinics and polyclinics. Mama, we have to vote wisely for Kobne's sake. Mama, wipe your tears. Wipe your tears. Mahama cares.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Welcome back to the program. Now, as a proud official of global betting partner of Arsenal, Betway is bringing you way more than new fun with a new fun exclusive package. Place any bet on Arsenal and you will stand a chance of winning exciting monthly prizes from the range of Arsenal jerseys to the memorabilia and more. So not only that, you also stand a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime play on the pitch experience in the Emirates Stadium, and competition ends on the 31st of January 2025. So exclusive to bet, terms and conditions, exclusive to Betway, terms and conditions also apply, regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. So please play responsibly. Now, let me just remind you that your Pink Clinic is here. So you join the Ignite Media Group with partners for breast cancer awareness and a festival dubbed the Pink Clinic. Today my guests didn't wear their pink brooch, but it's today. Okay, it's happening today. The venue is at AMA Gardens near Tema Station, Accra. Time 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come and enjoy the breast screening, dental check, and also chair massage and free general health screening. Please, it is today. You don't want to miss it. Get there with your family, your friends, your wives, your girlfriends, your sisters, and all the females in your home around you to benefit from this. Okay. So, well, I said something when we were going on a break. A couple of you have sent me messages asking if the majority is also calling for the recall. Okay. So we have maybe you will help me to understand what's going on with you. Okay. Or with your side. So we have a memo from the office of the Al-Hassan Saibu Suihini. And the memo is addressed to Clerk of Parliament from Honourable Member of Parliament for Tamale North Constituency, and also the Honourable Member of Parliament from North Tong Constituency, Okudito Blakwa. Now, it says a subject, introduction of private members bill to repeal Section 3, Clause 2 of the Environmental Protection Mining in the Forest Reserve Regulations 2022 LI 2462, which grants the President the authority to issue mining leases for exploration in forest reserves. Before I continue, that LI is for granting leases to explore.
And to mine.
And to mine.
Yeah.
Okay. The date is 22nd of October 2024. Sir, we wish to request a legislative drafting office to draft. Is that what you've written? We wish to request the legislative drafting office, okay, to draft for subsequent submission to the Speaker a bill to repeal Section 3, Clause 2 of the Environmental Protection, that's the Mining in Forest Reserves Regulation 2022, LI 2462, which grants the President the authority to issue the mining leases for exploration in forest reserves in Accra, or in Ghana, sorry. Please find attached our proposal for the said bill. Okay, and it's signed by Al-Hassan Suhini, MP for Tamale North constituency, and also on behalf of Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa, MP for North Tom constituency, and also Honorable Francis Xavier Sosu, MP for Medina constituency, Esquire as well. Okay, so you and Francis Xavier are part of this.
Yeah, the three of us.
Okay.
The Honorable Suhini, the Honorable Francis Xavier Sosu, and my good self.
Okay. If this is not seeking to recall Parliament, what is it then? What are you
it's
seeking
not.
to do?
It's not seeking to recall Parliament. Under the Constitution, there is a different arrangement. If you want to trigger an emergency recall of Parliament, you need 1/3 of members of Parliament signing.
Okay.
So you have to go around.
Okay, but the other side
is
on its.
So the recall has been triggered
by
the minority side, led by Afenyo Markin. So they have triggered that under the Constitution. What we are doing is to continue to work. The fact that Parliament has been adjourned sine die, which simply means until further notice, without any specific date for recall, does not mean that Parliament ceases to work. Committees are working, and the office of the Speaker is still working. And remember that we face an existential threat as we speak. And so there is an absolute urgency for us to rise to the occasion and save ourselves. We cannot allow this mass murder which is taking place in the name of Galamsey to continue. But I'll come back to this in a jiffy, if you just allow me. Nana Akumia has made some very atrocious statements here which cannot go without a response, and I want to do that very quickly and come back to our private members' bill and the happenings in Parliament. Look, this business of Nana Akumia presenting Dr. Bawumia as some messiah, somebody who has some great message, and somebody who is being received in the Volta region like no politician has been received before. I mean, he just can't stop the propaganda. Look, Nana Akumia should be reminded that it is this same Dr. Bawumia who was rejected in the Volta region in their own primaries. You know, Kennedy Japan walloped him in the Volta region, including my own constituency. So where was this messianic effect when it was needed most? His major opponent, who according to all the polls has opened an unassailable lead, won in every region and in every constituency in our country. So all of this bizarre claim that suddenly the Volta region has discovered some magician who everybody is running to meet and to welcome and to celebrate. Where was that when it was needed most? Bawumia lost 11 out of the 18 constituencies. Woefully, the constituency he wanted to, focus on. Check the results. In K2 South, Kennedy Japan walloped him by about 65%. Check their own primary results. 11 out of 80, including my constituent Northton. Because you see, the people of the Volta region, they see Akufo-Addo and Bawumia as one. The cruelty during the spillage, total neglect, total abdication, they felt it. These are MPP delegates. And they don't want this disdain, this disregard, this utter disrespect for the humanity of fellow Ghanaians to continue. And that's why Bawumia was roundly rejected in the Volta region. Disgracefully rejected. 11 out of 18 constituencies. Check the records. From North Tong to Keta to Angloga to Ketu North to Central Tong to South Tong, North Tong, Ho Central, Pando, North Dai, Hohoi. Rejection galore. So please, those are the records. Those are the facts. Don't come and suddenly present as if, he's so loved in the Volta region and is some politician the Volta region has never seen. When it mattered most, he could not garner the votes in the Volta region.
Said I should ask him. I want my very good friend Nana Komia to answer this question. Does he remember when Dr. Bawumia mounted the stage at the Physicians' Hall to claim the voters in the Volta region are all aliens? In the Volta region, I want to know whether the people he met were Ghanaians or still aliens.
Brilliant question from Chairman Adekoka.
Adekoka, tell him, he doesn't understand these things. He shouldn't bring himself. Tell him.
He doesn't understand.
No,
Then, Annie, it is important to also emphasize that the ridicule that the Bawumia campaign is facing is because they brought it upon themselves. You have a candidate who is not a friend to the truth, it's not a friend to credibility, it's not a friend to trustworthiness. In other words, those are not qualities you find in Bawumia. So in this campaign, all what people are doing, just playing his own tapes. And you saw the last time he met you in the media, that disastrous encounter. And have you noticed that since then, since he met you in the media, have you noticed that since then they are not calling for a debate again with former President Mahama?
Just last week.
Yeah.
Was calling for.
They're still calling.
Just last week.
There was a whole crusade. There was a lot of energy behind that call for. Now it's what?
The energy has dwindled.
Totally dwindled. Some feeble effort, every now and then by some lone rangers. This
presidential debate. Can you debate yourself? The people that you want to debate, they say they won't debate. What should you do?
You relax.
You should stop it. Hey.
So you can write down I don't interject when you're speaking.
Oh, but
so
don't let the
no. Let me make good use of my
A
time.
friendly interjection.
So no matter how you describe it, it's needless. So look, Annie, the Ghanaian people have heard Dr. Bawumia. They gave him a golden opportunity. For 8 years, he's been chair of the economic management team. And what have we seen? This gentleman has caused us the greatest pain, greatest anguish. If he had any respect for the Ghanaian people, he would go into hiding. He will not be presenting himself for office. Until Bawumia becoming chair of the economic management team, this country has never in our history faced a domestic debt exchange program. Never. People's life savings have always been intact. Government bonds, we were told from textbooks at all times, risk-free. It is only under Bawumia, as chair of the economic management team, that senior citizens, the aged, have to go to the Ministry of Finance, demonstrate for days, for weeks. You saw the former Chief Justice, the leadership of Akufo. Their own money, their own life savings. What did Bawumia say when the exchange rate was 1:4? What did he say? He said the fundamentals were weak. The fundamentals have exposed Mahama. That's what he said. Where is the exchange rate today? The last time I checked, it's approaching 17. Fast approaching 17. They have no shame. And they are back again. He has some great message. He was going on and on. I was waiting to hear the message. When he was going on and on, some great message, some message we've never heard before. I'm still waiting for that message. It's all fluff. No substance. Total deception. Let us rebrand, paste paper over, and represent damaged goods. And they think that the Ghanaian people are zombies. They think that the pain that they have caused us, the anguish, the suffering. What did they say when debt to GDP was nowhere near 60%? What did they say? Under Bawumia, it exceeded 100%. So, every single indicator. Was it not Bawumia who said that, look, he's worked at the Bank of Ghana before, we are borrowing too much, and we can run this country without borrowing? Didn't he say that? And that this country, all you have to do is really just toll the roads. All those videos are there. And the last time he met you guys, and journalists of Ghana asked him, so you are back again with new theories. Why can't you implement them now? You remember what he said? Oh, if I do everything now, what will I do when I'm president? Incredible. It became the biggest joke of this campaign. So there are memes all over the place. All over the place. And you go on social media and you can't have, a boring moment. If I rescue you today, if I alleviate your plight today, what will I do tomorrow? What will I do when I become president? And this is the campaign Nana Akoumia is telling us is some great campaign. Bawumia is the star of the moment, and everybody is hailing him. Please, look, these people, they should be apologizing to Ghanaians. If they had any respect, any modicum of respect for the Ghanaian people, any scintilla, they will have presented somebody else, or probably even backed out of the 2024 campaign. Just apologize, back out of the campaign, and then go back, reorganize themselves, and after showing good remorse in some future election, come back. So they shouldn't think that Ghanaians have short memory. They shouldn't think that. And I'm surprised that Nana Akoumia is telling us today that he has not heard President Mahama on his far-reaching policy proposals, including what we, the new majority, have signaled we would do in Parliament. President Mahama was the first to say that e-levy must be abolished, that the emissions tax must be abolished. First politician to boldly say that. First to say that it is totally unconscionable that many years after COVID, being declared by the World Health Organization that it's no longer a pandemic, Ghana is the only country still paying a COVID levy. President Mahama was the first politician to boldly declare that that will go. Betting tax, President Mahama has said that betting tax will go. Indeed, after President Mahama put out all of those far-reaching tax reforms, then you had Bawumia playing catch-up when he saw how it was well received. Ghanaians have been asking, if you now agree with President Mahama, why don't you do it now? Of course, we all know that if I do it now, what will I do when you vote for me? Which is never going to happen. So, you see, let's get serious. Let's stop adding insult to injury. This Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, Galamsey government has caused so much pain, so much anguish, so much distraction Even river bodies have not been spared. Our forests have not been spared. They have destroyed people's businesses. Look at the number of banks, the number of financial institutions. Look at the massive unemployment they have created. As we speak, according to the last population and housing census, unemployment is at an all-time high, 14.7%. You are telling us that this is some candidate. They have absolutely no respect for us. So let's put that aside and treat it with the contempt that it deserves. Now, I come back to Parliament. And
but let's do the private members bill?
Yes, right? The private members bill. And Annie, as a student of Parliament who cherishes parliamentary research, I have been looking at the parliamentary history, instances where we have had an activation of Article 97, where MPs have either cross-carpeted or have resigned. And I have some Hansards here, and pardon me, some of these Hansards look
older than you.
Quite antique. So this is the Hansard of Wednesday, 26 March 2003. And this Hansard from column 2979.
The date again?
26 March 2003.
Oh, okay.
26 March 2003. Column 2979. You have the first Deputy Speaker speaking. It says, Honorable members, that will bring us to the end of statement time. Before we go on, honorable members, there is a communication from a member of Parliament to the Speaker, and I am bound, therefore, to let you know. The letter is from the Honorable Abraham Kofi Asante. And the letter, dated 26 March 2003, that same day, has the heading, Dear Mr. Speaker, resignation from office as Member of Parliament for Amenfi West constituency. It's a simple letter which says, I write to indicate my resignation as Member of Parliament for Amenfi West constituency. I've taken this decision for personal reasons. I thank you and the entire leadership, member staff, and the press for the very cordial working relationship during the period we worked together. Signed, yours faithfully, Abraham Kofi Asante. You know what is interesting about this? You read this Hansard, the Speaker declares the seat vacant, and that same day, they move on to transact important business in the national interest. There was no pandemonium. Parliament didn't come to a halt. There was no name-calling, no fisticuffs. Nobody went to the Supreme Court. You have here, if you come to column 2980, the first Deputy Speaker says, immediately after he read the resignation, he said, we now go on to question time. The Honorable Minister for Energy is here with us to answer a few questions. The first question stands in the name of the Honorable Member for Afram Plains South, Mr. Kwachi Ado. So, Honorable Albert Kandapa, take your seat. And immediately, they go into addressing important national issues. This is in 2003. I have another Hansard here. 2nd March 2006. The Speaker allowed Professor A. Wayoseni, then the NDC MP for Tamale Central, to make a statement. When you read from column 1208 all the way to column 1211 of the Hansard of 2nd March 2006, Professor Wayoseni makes his statement. And this is how he concludes. Mr. Speaker, I will now perform the simple task of crossing the carpet to my mother party. Remember, he had come from the MPP, defected to NDC, and so he said he was going back. I will now perform the simple task of crossing the carpet to my mother party. Thank you for the attention. Yeah. That same day, if you read the Hansard, sitting was not suspended, there was no adjournment, nobody went to the Supreme Court, Speaker declares the seat vacant, as required under Article 97. And that same day, if you read the Hansard, from column 1215, Parliament approved a $50 million loan between the government of Ghana and SNIT. Then you had a $25 million loan approved that same day. Then you had motions on the District Assembly Common Fund for 2006, which was approved. They continue with business. Why have I taken the time to go through all of this? Cross-carpeting, resignation, MPs shifting positions under Article 97 of the Constitution is not new. Anytime it has happened, speakers have ruled, the seat is declared vacant. Parliament goes on with the serious business of
Yeah, but is it the same
building
as
the nation.
what's happened today? Or what's happening today? Is it the same?
I submit strongly, Annie, that what is happening today, if Speaker Bagben's ruling did not have an effect on who will become majority or minority, this will not have happened. The hypocrisy and the double standards of our politics. What is happening today is simply because after the declaration of these vacancies, 3-1, MPP, NDC respectively, which changes the balance. Take it from me. If it was the other way around, 3 on the side of the NDC, 1 on the side of the MPP, Speaker Bagben will be hailed to the high heavens. If it had nothing to do with Afenyo Makin's position as majority leader, if it did not affect the MPP. And you see, all of this fight over majority, it's about what you do with it. How was that majority? MPP has been claiming to be majority for the past 8 years. What has been the impact? Hardship, anguish, pain, corruption, state capture, plutocracy. That's what they've been doing with the majority. So really, it's about the impact. How that majority reflects in the welfare of the people, builds our country, makes us progress to the next level. That is what matters. So I submit strongly that looking at our history, anytime there's been carpet crossing, people have moved, whether from one party to the other, or independent or whatever, the seats have been declared vacant. Same day, there's no uproar, there's no upheaval. We continue with business. And you see the irony of this whole situation. You remember the big fight of January 6th, the midnight, and all the drama and the maneuvering, which led to the election of Speaker Bagben. The next fight that was to ensue was who really will sit on the right-hand side of the Speaker, who will be declared majority. It was 137, as you know, after the 2020 EC declaration, with one independent. It is this same Speaker Bagben who ruled and said, MPP, you are majority. I have received a letter from the independent MP who says he wants to caucus with you, he wants to work with you, and ruled. There were many people even on her side. And you know, statesmen like Comrade Kwesi Pratt up to today insist he doesn't agree with it, that there was no majority in this parliament. But we've all lived with it. They hailed Speaker Bagben. They hailed him because it favored them then. So what has changed? So you go through all the history All these Hansards. Same. Last week I read a Professor Okwe one. Is here. Same. 7th November 2020. Same principle. Speakers. From Alajete, DF Anand, the gymnastics he used, Professor Michael Okwe, to Speaker Bagben. Same principle. What has changed? Why is it that now we are having all of this unprincipled gymnastics, wasting everybody's time? When, as we speak, the LI we have been compelled to present, this private members bill, our forests are under attack. And let me come to that. Everybody in civil society, every Ghanaian is worried. The youth just held series of demonstrations about the state of our environment, the mass murder which is going on. To avert a nationwide strike, an industrial shutdown, the president assured organized labor that they will take steps to repeal LI 2462, which you do recall was one of the key demands of organized labor. We had thought that the first day we go to Parliament, the executive, the government, will bring action showing that they are going to repeal LI 2462, particularly that offending part which relates to mining in forests.
But it was not part of the list we have seen.
Yes, so far.
Part of the urgent.
No sense of urgency. Look at in the past, when people have resigned, seats have been declared vacant, they move immediately to serious business. I am so appalled, I am so disappointed that just because of majority, you can be in minority and still do government business. Really, it's about the impact you make. It's not about your title or your positions or which side of the speaker you are sitting on. It's become a circus. Okay. So the three of us have initiated this action, seeing that there's really all what the Akufo-Addo government is interested in is on which side of Parliament they sit, not the business that we conduct in Parliament. They just want to be majority. That's all they're interested in. So we have taken the initiative and we have submitted this memo, and that is under our standing orders, the new standing orders. What you do to initiate a private member's bill, you send a memo to the clerk of Parliament. So let me clarify, we are not calling for a recall. Okay. What we have done is to initiate steps.
Let me ask you.
So we've submitted this to the clerk of Parliament.
Question. Is it wrong
to
join the side of the House that's trying to trigger the recall and add this demand to the list of the urgent issues they want to address? Is it wrong?
Look, what we should be doing now, if we had maturity, we had love for country, we have statesmanship at play, the Takashi politics going on will be totally taken out of the way. That's all what is happening. Crybabies running to their mothers at the Supreme Court, who then put together a partisan panel which features Gaiwu, an MPP parliamentary candidate in the 2016 elections, to come and sit and rule for his MPP cronies from the Supreme Court, bastardize that institution. Then they activate this so-called recall. And I've been asking myself, what really do they think they will achieve with this? This recall. So you need 1/3 to activate the recall. You have that. But when the Speaker calls the House, under Article 104 of this Constitution, if the Speaker takes the role, and the Speaker is certainly going to insist that based on clear provisions under Article 97, clear parliamentary precedents, as I've been reading this morning. The 4 seats are vacant. You know what that means? Under Article 1041, the MPP side will not have the numbers to take any decision. So the House will be adjourned again sine die. So what are they going to achieve?
What happens to the state?
Because when you do the recall...
What happens to the constitutional, the Supreme Court?
Look at Article 104. Article 104.1 says that, except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, matters in Parliament shall be determined by the votes of the majority of members present and voting, with at least half of all the members of Parliament present. The NPP minority side don't have that.
Except otherwise provided. What does it mean?
They don't have that. You know, that's so you continue to where the speaker doesn't have original casting vote, and then 3, where the votes on any motion are equal, it shall be taken to be lost. So there are subclauses, which so if in Parliament, if that is equal, you know, the matter is lost. So there are all kinds of provisos. So what are they going to achieve? So this recall, if we don't come, if we boycott, the NDC side boycotts, you won't have the numbers under Article 104 to take a decision.
Why will you boycott?
Why
will you also boycott?
Why shouldn't we?
Because
that is why.
You claim you have the majority. You should be comfortable to be in the House.
The Speaker has adjourned the House sine die. The way forward in this matter is for all of these shenanigans, the bastardization of our institutions, how they have subjected the Supreme Court to such utter ridicule. And I listened to the venerable, distinguished Justice Atuguba yesterday say that the Supreme Court should not be invited in this matter at all. And I agree with him. Look at the precedents I've been reading from 2003, 2006, to the Professor Okoye 2021. Who went to the Supreme Court? Who invited the Supreme Court? This has happened simply because of unprincipled politics, the politics of hypocrisy and double standards. Because now it has a bearing on who is majority, who is minority. So let's destroy our institutions. Let's run to partisan judges, former parliamentary candidates, to come to our rescue. And in the process, we are not thinking about this country, the precedents we are setting, and the future for our democratic stability. So look, the only way forward, and I have said that time without number. Do you know that right from December 7, 2020, what President Akufo-Addo should have done after the EC's declaration? You reach out to John Mahama, the opposition leader. Look, we have to appoint speakers for our sides to vote. Who is your candidate? This is my candidate. Let's horse trade. Nicely, maturity. We will have avoided all of that drama. And you know, we came very close to a military takeover. There was no president, no vice president, no speaker of parliament. Soldiers invaded the chamber. You see the implications of political immaturity? I mean, just childishness. We were on the brink. If any of those soldiers had just taken the speaker's chair that night and announced that, look, you politicians, you can't build consensus, you can't work together, we are taking over. It would have been the easiest coup ever. And we will have invited that coup, the political class. So why is it that up to now, coup heads cannot prevail? We cannot just have leadership sit and iron out these things. Do you think that this is the way forward? This is the solution? You think that the speaker is going to allow his authority as the leader of the legislative arm to be undermined? Who is going to align with those partisan decisions by parliamentary candidates sitting on the Supreme Court, Gaiwu and his gang? Who is going to respect that? So where are we going?
Not a gang. They are Supreme Court.
Where are we going?
They are Supreme Court judges.
Where are we going? I mean, do you see any clear path forward? How does this help the country? So I am totally disgusted. I'm appalled at the lack of leadership, the extent to which reckless political elements will go, with extreme partisanship to destroy our democracy.
Annie, when, for the greater part, when Sami was speaking, I was laughing. You were wondering why I was so amused. But many of the things that Sami said are very amusing. Let me start with the Volta region thing. Annie, it is not me who is lamenting about the NPP's showing in the Volta region. It's not me. It's John Mahama. When he went to the Volta region, he was the one who was lamenting. So it's not me, it's not Bawumia. And I gave you figures in some of the constituencies. So we are not tickling ourselves and laughing. We are not tickling ourselves and laughing. Your own presidential candidate, he went to the Volta region and lamented, why is the NPP gaining grounds in this region? Was he tickling himself and laughing? It's John Mahama who is lamenting, not me. Now, we have been told that Bawumia in the NPP primaries was walloped in the Volta region. Annie, have your producer check the results of the NPP primaries in the Volta region. Just check the figures. Have your producer do that for us. But you know that in the NPP primaries in the Volta region, how many candidates were on the ballot? 10. Who was first? Kennedy Ajepon. Who was second? Dr. Bawumia.
Yes.
So you are second out of 10.
And that's no bad result.
When you listen to Okujeto, it was like he was last. You are second out of 10.
You presented him like he won with a wide margin.
Please, when I try to give you some advice, you almost push me down. Look, don't bring that in. He was number 2 out of 10. So be true to the facts. Be true to the facts. Speak the truth.
Exactly what I did.
He was second out of 10.
Second.
Then we are being told that John Mahama won in all the regions. That primaries that you had, that your main opponent, Dr. Dufour, was forced out. That's the primary you are coming to tell us about. You are not even embarrassed. Quote that primaries, where Dufour, your main opponent, was disqualified, had to leave the race. Wasn't Dufour, didn't Dufour leave the race?
So he was forced out?
Wasn't he forced out?
How?
When you leave a race 1 week to elections, and you saw the statement that he wrote. So you have a presidential primary in your party where your main opponent is forced out. And you're coming to gloat about this. You're not embarrassed. Did you hear anybody being forced out of the NPP primaries?
There are candidates who are going independent. By your logic.
They've done what? I'm talking of the presidential primaries.
Oh, okay.
So don't come here and tell us that JM Mahama won in 10 regions, or all the regions. Was that a contest? Please don't go and repeat this anywhere. Now, he's saying that Bawumia is no more calling for a debate. But last week he did that. Just last week. You haven't been following him. You've buried your head in the sand. Come out and follow him small. You'll see. I'm going to send you the footage after this show. I've sent some of them to you. Just last week, Bawumia called, repeated the call for a debate. But like I said to you earlier, Annie, if you want a debate with your opponents, at the table so that you can interrogate the various policies and visions. So that the Ghanaian electorate will get the benefit of having you, the people who want their vote, sit together and run your ideas against each other so the Ghanaian electorate can have a better understanding and make a better choice. In America, suppose one of the greatest democracies, they're having debates, presidential debates, even vice presidential debates. You are running away. Now, if you are running away from the debates, why should Bawumia keep bothering himself? And look at the totally disdainful excuse John Mahama gave this last week or so. I was so embarrassed. You know the excuse he gave? Forget about the ones that Okujetos, as Okujetos excuse. If I were to tell you now, you laugh at her. As Okujeto, he said that he won't debate because Bawumia hasn't shown respect. That's what he once said. Bawumia hasn't shown respect. Samuel Okujeto. But he is a collaborator. Mahama himself, what excuse did he? He said that he won't come down to Bawumia's level. Hey! You see the arrogance? He won't come down to Bawumia's level. That's what Mahama said. So he won't debate. That's what he said. He won't come down to his level. And it rhymes with his attitude that Ghanaians know. That is the same attitude that pushed him to tell Ghanaians that if you haven't been president before, you should not be able to criticize him. It's the same attitude that John Mahama showed. It's a character that is worrying. Very, very worried. They should worry everybody who is going to vote. That even when the man wanted 8 years, he wanted re-election, he wanted his mandate to be renewed. He's able to look into Ghanaians, the faces of Ghanaians, and tell us that he is not going to take criticism from anybody. Because you people, you've never been presidents before. And in fact, he then went ahead to tell us the people from whom he may take criticism. And he mentioned their name. He said that he only take that from J.J. Rawlings and J.A. Kufuor. The rest of you, you've never been president. You've never had any position near president. How can you criticize him? It is that same attitude that is making him say to us last week that somebody is below him. It's very worrying. It should worry you. It should worry every Ghanaian. And all of this to run away from a debate. When you were having the debate in 2012, with Akufo-Addo and Ayariga and who was the one who was coughing? That's Ayariga. Yes, Akufo-Addo and Ayariga and Mahama and those people. And you were the president. Were they below you? Or were they above you? Even when you were president, sitting president of Ghana, and you were debating with the Akufo-Addos and the Ayarigas and the Mahamas and all of them, were they below you or were they above you? Now that you are not a sitting president, you are still telling us somebody is below you. This is John Mahama. This is the candidate they are presenting to Ghanaians. And I'm saying to you that even when the man was expecting 8 years, he's able to talk to Ghanaians like that. Can you imagine if you bring him back and he has only 4 years and he's not going to come back for a renewal? What he will do to us? And Okujeto is coming here to, gloat about this. And we are supposed to take it. Now, he says that, and that's where I was really laughing, that Bawumia is responsible for the current economic difficulties. And that is really their main campaign that they go about telling their foot soldiers. In the year 2000, when the NDC was campaigning, do you know what they told Ghanaians? And their candidate was the sitting vice president. And their candidate was then Vice President Mills, blessed memory. When he was asked that, oh, but you are Vice President, and people say that you are part of the difficulties that attended upon us in the last 2 years of President Rawlings. This is what he told Ghanaians. I'm quoting him directly. And I've sent you the footage. He said, when there is a chief, the Jasehini cannot act as chief. It is the president who directs and takes executive decisions. As a vice, my role is only advisory. But even as vice, I have achieved a lot. He then went on to talk about Winneba Water and Winneba University and so on. And then he's concluded and said, if under the president I have done so much to help, I shall do more as president. Now, this is what the NDC and their candidate told us in the year 2000 as to the role of the vice president. Even President Mahama, when he was president, after taking over in July 2012, and was the president, in the presidential debate, he still referred to himself as a spare president. Even when he was sitting in the chair as president, we had gone to swear him in. And I was one of the people who had to cut whatever we're doing in the late afternoon to go and swear him in with all the powers. He was still able to tell us that he's only a spare president and that we should vote for him so he becomes full president. So even when the NDC people were sitting in the presidential chair, they said they were spare and that they are not full presidents. This is the same people. Now, in 2016, the same NDC, Okujeto and his collaborators, they called Bawumia a mate. They went to the north and they told the people in the north that if you voted for the NPP, Bawumia is only a mate. And if you take your matters to him, he has to take you to Akufo-Addo. If Akufo-Addo doesn't agree, there the matter ends. But if you vote for NDC, John Mahama, the candidate, is the driver. So in 2016, they went about telling people that Bawumia is mate.
Bawumia adopted the name.
Today, they are saying Bawumia is not mate. He's the main couple. And so if there's any difficulty, it should be put on Bawumia's shoulders. The politics of hypocrisy that Samuel Kujeto was shedding crocodile tears about. The politics of hypocrisy and double standards. This is it. If you are looking for it, this is it. You call the man a mate. Now you say that he's not the mate, he's the driver. When you refer to yourself as advisory role, as for Bawumia, he's not advisory, he's the main man. You see the hypocrisy? Now, even sitting presidents, Annie, when they are going for re-election, they come with a new agenda. John Mahama in 2016 came with a new manifesto. As sitting president, he came with a new manifesto, new vision. A sitting president. Now, somebody who hasn't been president before, when he comes with his vision, they say, hey, go and do your vision. Go and execute your vision. The sitting president, John Mahama, in 2016, came with a new vision. You see the hypocrisy? that is your people engaging every day. And they rather seek to talk down to other people. Look, Bawumia is a key member of the government. He has not run away from collective responsibility. He is very happy to be collectively responsible for the good and the bad, like any responsible member of the government. But this attempt by DC and Okujeto and the other collaborators that he is responsible for what difficulties is so childish and so self-serving. It's laughable. And I can tell you, when you go to the ground, that's not the way the Ghanaian people see it. You are tickling yourself at the top and laughing. Now, and you see what they're doing, they're just incriminating themselves. If you want to assign responsibility to one person for whatever difficulties a government or a country is going through, and you want to assign responsibility to one person, and so you think you can assign responsibility for difficulties to a vice president, one person. How about John Mahama, who was president? He wasn't a vice president. He was president. And he had been president for 4.5 years, the longest time of any first-term president. So if you are going to assign responsibility for difficulties between Bawumia and Mahama, who has the biggest responsibility? One as vice president, one as president. Who has the responsibility? So even that argument that they make that Bawumia is responsible and all those things they do, you are even incriminating John Mahama more. If you think that you can assign responsibility to one person for difficulties, then between a president and a vice president, who deserves the bigger responsibility?
But John Mahama has not denied taking up any responsibility of whatever happened to the
in 2016, well, throughout his period, he failed abysmally. Why do you think he was rejected? Why? Has any sitting president in this republic been rejected before? Why do you think he was rejected? Because he failed. He didn't meet the aspiration of Ghanaians. It's not me saying it. The results are there. It's not me. And he wasn't just defeated. He was defeated by the largest margin of a sitting president. Alive? It's not me. These are the facts. So please, get away from that propaganda. It doesn't help you. If you can do it when you meet your foot soldiers, it's fine. I mean, but don't take it, bring it here. And when you come to talk about Parliament, and what is going on is used all kinds of things. And you are watching him go on that tangent. The instances that Samuel Okujeto mentioned, the instance of Kofi Asante, and the instance of Wayoseni, are those instances the same as we have today? Are they the same? Are they the same? Kofi Asante's time, even from his own narration in the Hansard, about Kofi Asante writing that I'm leaving my seat, I'm leaving the party, I'm going out. And about Wayoseni, say I'm leaving. Are they the same circumstances that we have today? So even those instances that you quote cannot be sustained. Because you even quoted the actions they took to inform Parliament officials that we have left. Are they the same? Rather, the one that is more relevant, the precedent that is more relevant, is Michael Tenyon of the NDC. He declared that he was going to go independent, and he stayed in Parliament throughout. Alive? You don't know of that precedent. Selectivity, that's what you're doing. Selectivity. In Michael Tenyon, he didn't write to Parliament.
Selectivity on the part of? The
instances that he's given. He's giving the instances of Kofi Asante and YOC,
okay,
which are not even appropriate because the circumstances are totally different. Like I'm saying to you, Kofi Asante wrote to say, I'm leaving this parliament. I'm no more going to be part of this parliament. I'm leaving. And YOC need to say, says, I'm leaving. Is it the same situation that we have today? And I'm saying that the closer precedent is Tenyanu. When he said that he was going to go independent in the next election, and he stayed in parliament for the rest of the tenure. I like. That's a closer precedent. And I'm surprised that with all the tomes of a answer that he's brought, he couldn't find Tenyanu in there. There is the double standard. And you know, Samuel Kucheto was going on about hypocrisy, and I'm like, when is he going to wake up and smell the coffee? You can't talk about hypocrisy. The NDC in the Fomena one, one of their stalwarts, one of Samuel Kujeto's senior collaborators, Ayariga, my good friend, he said that the Speaker Okwe's ruling, even at that time, the NPP party, the Fomena MP, what's his name? Isiama. His party had written that he was no more a member of their party. Even then, Ayariga said that it shouldn't lie in the mouth of the party. It should lie in the mouth of the individual to indicate whether he's left or not. And that the man should go to court to challenge Speaker Okwe's decision. He didn't go to court. But today you have somebody like Ayariga. Now that the court action has been triggered to set the position correctly, he's calling the Supreme Court judges as people questioning their legal knowledge. You have Samuel Kucheto doing the same hypocrisy, calling the Supreme Court names. Look at the words that he used again, and you were not afraid. You wouldn't stop him. Huh?
Did I not?
You didn't.
I did.
What did you do?
I asked him, he can't call them that. I didn't hear.
Really?
Yes.
And what happened?
And he didn't continue.
And what happened?
You didn't hear that I
No, then what happened?
And he stopped.
Really?
Yes.
Annie,
okay.
Don't
Anyway, but let me go on.
Misconstrue
Now,
anything.
Now, listen.
I stated facts.
Can I?
Guy who was a member of the
You said I shouldn't interrupt. Please.
Stick
by your own standards.
The MPP parliamentary candidate.
I
did not withdraw that. So, Annie, I'm just correcting the records. I stated that and I stand by it. Yeah, I stand by everything I said.
When I
it's a statement of fact.
When I tried to engage you a little bit,
I'm not engaging you. I'm engaging the host.
You slammed me down. You said it's needless. You don't need it. Even when Annie was asking you to, you said no. Why can't you live by your own standards? Huh? Even here, you are exhibiting double standards. Even here. You said I should take it easy and let you make your point. And yet you won't let me. Don't do that. When you said the standard, live by it more. Now, I'm saying he's exhibiting the same hypocrisy and double standard that Ayariga. He has called the Supreme Court, he said the Supreme Court has been bastardized. And that the panel is a prejudiced panel, and that they've taken the Supreme Court to utter ridicule. He used those words on the Supreme Court this morning. Now, what has the Supreme Court done? They are just doing their work. That's all. They are not doing anything outside their mandate. In fact, the Supreme Court hasn't even given a ruling. Have they? Have they given a ruling on the matter? They're saying that, okay, we'll consider the matter. In the meantime, because the matter has been brought to us, the status quo should remain. Isn't that what the Supreme Court has said, Annie? That's what they've said. They haven't said we are for this or for that. They said, and it's normal. Anytime you take a matter to court, action is stayed, and the status quo is maintained, isn't it? And for this, Okucheto is describing them as, reducing the court to ridicule. That they've bastardized the court. That is a prejudice panel. When the Supreme Court or the courts rule and they like it, They come and sit here and praise the court to the high heavens.
Right.
Remember when the Supreme Court ruled in the matter of Atufosin? What Okujetu and his collaborators didn't say and do. When the same courts say something that they don't like, they are reducing the court to ridicule.
Okay.
It's a bastardized court. It's a prejudice panel. And all of that.
Okay.
I haven't finished. 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Then they say that one former Justice Atuguba says the Supreme Court shouldn't be invited. Is he the one to make that judgment? It's just his opinion. Leave it for the Supreme Court. When he was on the Supreme Court, was he going to take directions from people outside the court? So if you believe that it should be a high court, let the Supreme Court make that call, not you. So it's a matter of just his opinion. You can't come here and tell us that that is the opinion that all of us should look at. Now, in conclusion, he couldn't resist bringing in Akufo-Addo. That Akufo-Addo should have called Mahama at some point to do something. Today, you know the value of calling and consultation. NDC. When Mahama was president, did he ever call Akufo-Addo? You are here in this country. Did you know of one situation or one occasion where Mahama called Akufo-Addo that come and let's talk about this matter? Huh? You see the double standards that these people exhibit on a daily basis. Yes, I'm concerned about the soldiers coming to Parliament on that day. I wasn't happy about it. Samuel Okujeto said that it could easily have been a military coup. The NDC, they have a penchant for military coup. I don't know why. Well, lest I forget, they came out of a military coup. So maybe that's why. Because, you know, John Mahama himself, just a few weeks ago, was telling us that he was wondering why the military has not taken over. Just a few weeks ago, John Mahama himself. He said that the things that are happening today that he believes are not right, if they happened in the time that he was president, there would have been a military coup. So he's wondering why there is no military coup. And then my conclusion, and Sami, this is for your benefit, says that what have we done with the majority? And I mean, the same question Sami was asking, you should have been asking him those questions. If a majority is of no effect, and it's just majority and it's what you do with it, why is it that one and a half...
no effect. He didn't say it's of
no
effect.
What did he say?
He said, if you have the majority, what do you do with the majority?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody hasn't done anything with the majority, barely 1 month to elections, what are you going to do with your majority? Huh? And what? Sorry, you're taking yourself and laugh all the time. If somebody hasn't done anything with their majority, like you are saying, in 1 month, what are you going to do with a majority? All this crumbling and all this fighting that we're having, all this tension, all this chaos, is because you want to be majority. Even when the court has ruled that the status quo should stay, you said no. You would disobey the courts. So in this instance, who wants to be majority? Who's bending over backwards and tripping over themselves to be majority? Who? Even when the Supreme Court says the status quo should be maintained, you are still saying no, you disobey the Supreme Court. And do you know the implications of disobeying the Supreme Court? The whole democracy is going to go down the tubes. You are risking that because you want to be majority. And you have the nerve to rather point fingers at some people. Let me conclude by showing you what these people did with the majority when they had it.
And our time is up.
This is my conclusion. And I'm reading to you the CDD Afrobarometer in October 2014. And it says, and this is just 1.5 minutes. The latest CDD Afrobarometer confirms what have been expressed by several institutions and personalities about the horrible economic situation in Ghana today. The survey reports that 72% of Ghanaians thought that economic management under President Mahama is bad. 76% of Ghanaians felt that living standards under John Mahama have worsened. Another 76% thought that job creation under John Mahama was nil. 81% thought that the cost of living was unbearable.
This was which year?
2014, October. Afrobarometer. 76% felt that the gap between the rich was widening, and 82% felt that the country was headed in the wrong direction.
Okay.
Now, this is when you had the majority.
Okay.
And this is under John Mahama.
Okay. All right. All right. I have to wrap up.
No, Annie, it's important
a
to
few minutes,
quickly respond to a lot of the diatribes.
Honorable, just a few. I have a few
Annie,
minutes. I need to go. Yes.
The Afrobarometer, if you want to do an objective analysis, you don't just read 2014 and end there. What is the latest Afrobarometer saying? Every single condition of Ghanaians has worsened, according to the Afrobarometer. He was talking about 76%. 87% of Ghanaians, the latest Afrobarometer, say that under Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, Ghana is headed in the wrong direction. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. The people who promised change in 2016, who promised to improve our lot, who promised to send Ghana to the promised land, have come to worsen our plight, destroy people's businesses, destroy people's livelihoods, taking people out of jobs. Unemployment is at an all-time high, 14.7%. And they have no shame. They are going to 2014 Afrobarometer. Today, Ghanaians will have preferred the 2014 conditions. Ghanaians who are forced to take financial haircuts, they will prefer the 2014, 2015, 2016 conditions, where the exchange rate was 1:4, not 1:16. They have no shame. Because they are busy in their bubble, their deception, the state capture, the massive corruption on a daily basis. So they don't even get it. Right. They don't know what Ghanaians are going through. Now listen to Nana Komia say that, Bawumia was just a mate, he was just a spare, and that he probably learned that from President Mahama. And in the same breath, he says that, but yes, we must take collective responsibility. Double standards.
Bawumia takes collective responsibility.
Double standards.
You people say that no,
double
he's responsible.
Double standards.
That's not what I said. I mean, remind him.
The hypocrisy, the double standards is nauseating. It's nauseating. How did they present him? Economic messiah. Akufo-Addo himself, he said that you know my deficiencies in economics. That is why I have appointed him. He will be in charge of the economy. Those were his marching orders. He himself, what was he doing? Delivering lectures, theories. God bless his soul. When the late Pakwesi Misada said that you cannot run a country with textbook theories, at the time, people didn't understand. the late Pakwesi Misada. Now we know that it was all empty theories.
Right.
No practical, no reality. And then Annie.
Yes.
Nana Komia goes on this tirade. He's been so unfair to John Mahama, trying to present John Mahama as somebody who does not respect the Ghanaian people. I mean, look at Nana Komia. So a cheap.
I gave you instance.
Very, very cheap. Everybody in this country knows John Mahama's reputation, his track record, his demeanor, his conduct, his character. Everybody knows John Mahama.
So why is he saying people are
He's a known quantity.
Why is he saying people are below his level?
Look, actually,
the
major criticism against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is that he's too nice. Haven't you heard that, Annie?
Hey,
Annie, haven't you heard that?
This is the nice.
That he's too nice. Look,
this is the nice.
Look, recently, the youth on social media couldn't believe when after all of what Shatawale, the musician, has said against President Mahama, President Mahama, invited him home, and when he knelt down to beg President Mahama, no, shut up, no, don't get up, don't go on your knees, and the youth, everybody, Ghanaians were shocked that this man is too nice, just too nice. That's the major criticism against John Mahama.
Why are you
and then Nana Komia today wants to somebody we all know, who is Mr. Nice, Mr. Affable.
Can I?
Who is
how is he able to tell that some people are below him? How is the nice man able to tell people that they are below him?
Desperation.
No, address that.
Desperation. Nana Komia is so desperate.
Please,
so desperate. He is your friend. You know him.
Oh,
you know him.
Talking about friendship.
That he's nicer than you. He's calmer than you. He's more respectful. You know him.
Annie,
you probably knew him
able to say
long
that
before I
people
came
are
to know
below
him. So look, this your desperation won't work. Everybody knows John Mahama. He's a known quantity.
If you answer, then I'm just.
Answer
how the nice
John Mahama.
is able to tell
John
people
Mahama.
that they are below
So
him.
It's not a new quantity.
So there was a rejoinder on the 38.2 million visa processing scandal from the Foreign Ministry. Honorable Ablaka, you made some points about it last week.
I'm leaving.
And Nana, you can leave.
If he doesn't answer my question,
you're
not the host. Are you the host?
He will answer it.
You said the man.
So intolerant.
You said the man is the nicest man. I'm saying to you,
so just because of that question,
how is he able to tell people that they are below him?
They are below his level. How? He should
tell us that.
He will tell you.
Then we can deal with it. If you tell us, then let's go.
Take control of your program.
Yeah, so, the rejoinder.
Let me just see.
I'm sure you have seen it.
Yes, I've seen it.
And the Foreign Ministry says, because of time, I cannot really read it. But the Foreign Ministry says you are misleading. Yes.
Why don't you do it?
I'm actually being notified that I'm pressed with time. So, do I have Desmond?
Let him use the time to just answer my question. Then we'll
so
do
Annie,
I have him?
Annie.
Okay, 5 minutes. I have just 5 minutes.
Yes, it is important to deal with this matter.
Okay.
But please answer my question.
We are talking about.
Be nice to me.
We are talking about.
Show me you are a nice man. Answer my question.
Nana, that question.
You're being unruly.
He chooses to answer or not.
He won't answer.
If he won't answer, leave him.
Yes.
But let him speak for himself.
I'm not.
Let him speak for himself.
No, I'm actually speaking.
Your disruption. You are being very disruptive.
Okay, we have.
Okay, answer my question.
I will not.
I'm now quiet.
We have just 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes. Yeah.
You are not the host of the show.
Ablakwa.
I will not. So just leave me alone.
5 minutes. So use just 3 minutes, and then maybe Nana will say a word or two.
How can I say anything?
I have read.
I have been bullied.
I've read a. Can we have a decent program?
But having a decent program, but you say no. You answer questions. You won't acknowledge people's contributions.
You see, these people, when they engage in their scandals, the wanton dissipation, the plutocracy, the state capture, that is going on in the most unbridled form.
Answer a simple
They would
question.
not allow national discourse. They will not allow sunshine. They don't want a discussion on them. But we will not allow them to succeed.
So you are asking questions of people, isn't it? Isn't that what Sami is doing? And I've always said that.
I choose how I respond.
But you won't answer
I choose how I respond to matters, and I've responded. I have said on this show that John Mahama, everybody knows, is one of the most nicest Ghanaians
Yes,
that you
we've
can
heard
you can meet.
So we are just asking
anywhere
for
in this
little
country.
explain. Now, how is he able to tell people that they are below his level?
Can we discuss the topic?
tell us
You
why.
are being unruly. You're being unruly. Please, you are not going too far. So, Annie, the Ministry for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration puts out a statement and says that I'm misleading the general public, and yet proceeds to confirm everything. It's now been confirmed that indeed all our front-end visa process has been handed over to this company, Access Citizens. They confirmed that in the statement. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has not been able to provide one misleading statement that I have made. Rather, what they have done is to avoid all the fundamental issues raised. And for the avoidance of doubt, let me state verbatim the 12 major issues that I raised in this latest expose. 1, and I've listed these 12 questions. Again, I've put out a rebuttal. The ministry has not responded. We are still waiting. 1, the Ministry for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration has not told the Ghanaian people why Access Citizens was single-sourced. They didn't address that. Why did they have to single-source Access Citizens? Why did they have to cook this midnight sweetheart deal and hand it over hurriedly to a company that was only recently incorporated a few months?
Yes.
That has absolutely no track record.
So on that, in their statement, they said the agreement between the ministry and Access was originally cited in August 2022.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So, in August 2022, they signed the main agreement for a pilot.
Okay.
And that is what led to the processing centers in London, in Berlin, and New York. Now, the midnight contract is the addendum, which they signed recently on the 2nd of October. That's the addendum. To expand it, enhance it, and give Access Citizens total control of all our front-end visa processing and passport processing, except protocol visas. So the fundamental issues have not been raised. Number 3, we have also asked, why is it that there was no PPA approval? No PPA approval. We have checked with the Public Procurement Authority. No approval whatsoever, a flagrant violation of our laws. Number 4, if the ministry says that this is a PPP arrangement, they haven't said that, but even if it is a PPP arrangement, a public-private partnership, our PPP Act is very clear. The processes that they ought to have gone through, the Ministry of Finance approval, the parliamentary approvals, they have done none of that. So due process was not followed. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs does not respond to that. Number 5, what explains the shocking, unconscionable terms that the ministry is happy to settle with? Very, very, very unconscionable terms. 3%. So this $38.2 million that Access Citizens is raking in, the ministry is going to struggle to get just about $2 million. Totally unconscionable. The ministry statement does not address that. Then, why does the midnight contract not impose an obligation on Access Citizens on the specific amount to be invested? The ministry does not respond to that. Because when you go through all the contracts, the main contract and the addendum, will you believe that there is no obligation on Access in terms of how much they must invest? So you are taking all of this. You are charging people about $55 million, euros, depending on the jurisdiction. We are getting only 3%. There is no obligation on you. How much are you supposed to invest? It is not in the contract. It is just a blank check, a carte blanche. What analysis went into granting Access Citizens a monopoly until 1st September 2028? That has not been responded to. Why should a sovereign nation obtain blessings of Access Citizens before we can introduce e-visas anytime before 1st September 2028? Will you believe that under the addendum, Annie, we cannot introduce e-visas. We cannot introduce visas on arrival, something that all our neighbors are doing. We cannot do it until after 1st September 2028, as long as access is in the way. And you need their approval, their blessings. I mean, why is access so powerful? The impunity. Number 9. Why should Ghana's e-visa and visa on arrival plans be put on hold until Access Citizens has met its supernormal profit targets? Why is the ministry peddling falsehood about taxes to be paid by Access Citizens? You know their statement. They say that in the analysis I have done, the 38.2 million that does not include taxes. That meanwhile, in the addendum, it is stated clearly that Access is exempted from paying VAT and paying other taxes. It's there in the addendum, clearly stated. Why is the ministry maintaining a deafening silence on the egregious violation of our data protection laws? They don't speak to that. The Foreign Ministry also fails to provide the overarching policy justification for this deal. If it is not broke, you don't fix it. Our diplomatic missions are up in arms. They are saying that, look, they don't need this. They are already carrying out this visa processing. They are doing just fine. They don't need it. And you see, unfortunately for the Minister for Foreign Affairs, I have intercepted more internal memos, copies of which I have here. They claim I am misleading the public. Will you believe that? All the top officials at the ministry, these memos I have, all of them agree with me. They told the minister that don't sign this. This is a bad deal. Don't. It's all here, all the internal memos. I'll be publishing them later today. Internal memos from Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Will you believe that originally they said they will give only 2%? So the staff at the ministry had to sit with this director of this company. And after a hard bargain, all they could get was an increase of 1%. The meeting with Mr. Nidal Kamuni was on 21st August 2024. And all they could get after protesting was an increase from 2% to 3%. For Ghana. Can you believe that? They advised against this. They said that if you read this memo, this one is signed by Ambassador Jane Gasu Ayeto, 16 September 2024. This second memo states clearly that the terms here are unconscionable, that it could even lead to judgment debt. They were reminding the minister that the ministry has signed other contracts with other service providers, including Innobis ICT Solutions, EMH Global Limited, Tegona Biometric Solutions, to provide general visa and passport application front-end services with chip embedded projects by BTS, which will soon take over. And that all of these people could take the ministry to court, that there will be judgment debt, and that this contract should not be signed. It's all in this memo. Submitted to the minister on the 31st of July 2024. And the minister defied all these people. So if I'm misleading Ghanaians, how about all of these top diplomats? Various departments. When I publish the memos, you will see. Saying that, look, this is such an unconscionable deal. This will lead to judgment debts. This raises data protection issues. Our missions are up in arms. They don't agree with this. Don't do it. And yet, the ministry has gone ahead. And you know, Annie, the latest I'm picking up is that there are attempts to try and backdate, try to follow due process and all of that. Let me serve notice. We are monitoring keenly. And we will see everything. And we'll know everything.
Even if it's backdated?
We will know. When they go to, if they go to the Ministry of Finance now, we will know. So they shouldn't even try. Look, this contract will not see the light of day.
How?
I'm sorry, I have to leave. I have another meeting.
Because they will not see the light of day because January 7, 2025, when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama takes over, Operation Recover Aura, we have said that we are going to launch investigations into all of these unconscionable contracts. All of these clear, create, loot, and share. And to the extent that due process has not been followed, our procurement laws have been breached, our PPP laws have been breached, There has been no parliamentary approval. You have all of these internal memos cautioning against this totally unacceptable rip-off.
But since it's been signed already, will not be pushing us to the edge of judgment dates again?
When you have not followed due process, there's authority abounds.
Okay.
There have been a number of companies, if you look at our case law, where they have tried to question a new government seeking to abrogate their contracts. And the courts have held that if you did not follow due process, for example, if you require parliamentary approval and you didn't do that, there are a plethora of cases, including the Isophoton case and others, where once due process was not followed, the contract can be abrogated.
Okay.
And in the national interest, we are going to make sure that all of these sleazy deals.
Particular contract, that if due process is not followed, or that applies to all contracts.
It applies. It must apply.
Okay.
It must apply.
Okay.
It must apply to all contracts that are dubious, that do not follow due process, that are unconscionable, that are sleazy. It certainly ought to apply.
Okay.
And so look.
All right.
I can assure the people of this country that they've not heard the end of this matter.
Right.
We are going to raise it when Parliament is recalled. We are going to summon all of those who have created this financial loss. And the annoying part is that they are going to even be renting equipment that we have invested in, that the missions can use for this work. They're going to rent it for cheap. We are going to make sure that those who have subjected Ghana to this unconscionable deal are questioned.
Okay.
But let me serve notice to all of those companies, Access and Co., who engage in all of these midnight deals, that they should know that the day of accountability is coming.
Okay.
And we are not going to allow these unconscionable deals to survive.
Right. So we'll wrap it up here, but we're crossing over to the Pink Clinic, where we're providing some health care to citizens of the country, and that's Desmond standing in there. So we're crossing over to him as he takes us away. Thank you for watching the show.
Brought to you by Ignite Media, Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 91.9 FM. And of course, you see that already there are people seated here to be part of this. Of course, our sponsors.